welcome Monty to Singapore. I know it's not first time for you. My name is Ghanshyam from vSaaS Thinkuvate, and I'm having absolute pleasure today to meet Monty. So welcome to Singapore. And I really got excited to take a small interview from him, such a great entrepreneur. So Monty, few quick questions about your background. Everybody knows, or maybe if you don't know guys, he is the creator of MySQL. Which year you started MySQL?
MySQL is based on older program that I started in 1982, and I created MySQL in 1994 on top of it, and then we released it at the end of 95 as a publicly available program.
Great. And when you started your company, how many of you started? And by the time you became big, and when you sold to Sun Microsystems, right? How many employees you had?
So we started with 2 employees, me and David Axman. I was the programmer, and he did community work and also handled our legal, so to speak. And then we did grow to 17 people from 95 to 2000, and then at 2000, actually 2000, we decided that no, it's time to get VC, because Postgres started to be popular, and we need to have more power to be able to keep up the MySQL momentum.
So first time you got VC only in 2000 after running many years.
Yeah, and yes. So if you want to have a VC, the best way to ensure that you can keep control is that you don't take money until you don't need it. Because if you take money too early, the investor will put restrictions. You have to do this and this and this. I will take 60%, and you should be happy for it. So we want to be in control. 1999, we did get an offer for $50 million for the company, and then it was basically just me and David Owner. I mean, it was a really hard choice to say no to 50 million, but we did because we didn't really believe in the internet boom, that all companies were suddenly valuable because they just said we are using Linux. And we thought that lots of money, but we believe that the path forward will be more interesting if you wait. But we did listen, and then we started talking with VCs, and in the end, around 2001, we started to have a call every second week with the VC who would say that they wanted to invest to us. David said, okay, now it's time, because now we can do investment on our terms.
So guys, very important advice. It's not that you should always take money when money is coming to you. It's a great example. 50 million in 1998, saying no in 1998 for 50 million, it requires guts, right? And after running for how many? 15 years you ran your company?
So we sold to Sun in 2007.
2007.
So 7 years back.
So by the time you got your first VC funding, what was the size of the company in terms of revenue, or in terms of employees as well?
So we were profitable. We didn't have that much revenue. I mean, we had maybe €1 million on the bank, but we had we estimate some 50 million users, and so the valuation will come from the users, and also that we have a proven product.
Wow! If it is public and to share with us, what was the valuation that time when first time VC came?
I think it was no, I don't remember exactly, but something in the 20 million.
20 million. Right. And then you ran after your first VC investment for another 6-7 years before you were 100% bought over by Sun Microsystems.
Yeah, we had several runs, but then when we started talking to the VCs, that was the time when I employed a CEO, because I wanted to take care of the technical things, and I wanted to somebody else handle the boring stuff.
So you heard it correctly, guys. If you are passionate techie, if you are a technocrat, be like that. Not necessary for you to be everything in your company. No need to be CEO and CFO of your company if you feel you are a techie. That's another great advice from from a great entrepreneur here. So that's number 2. Then after that you were, sorry.
And even more important, if you want to keep control of the company, being CEO is not the most important thing. Just ensure that you have a place on the board and you have a shareholders agreement that is ironclad, that spells out your vision. Because that means that the VCs can change that until the company is sold. So you are you have some important control during the lifetime on until it eventually gets to do that.
Third great advice, having me also run as a VC, I can fully vouch for this. That have company in your control till the time your vision is coming to the fruition, or you're very clear that okay, my vision was still here and let me sell it now, right?
Yeah.
So that's great. I think what it looks like is that you were always a passionate technical person. You are always passionate about helping companies, maybe small to big, like EBS also you're helping in solving their problems in the most cost-effective manner if you can, right? That has been your mantra.
Yeah, because I believe that if you do write the company and treat them like you would be treated if you were in their position, they will trust you and you will have a long relationship. And I think it's always better to, instead of just rising prices for what you're doing, you would want the company to use a product even more and get the money that way. That's kind of the philosophy I have even today.
So one more point here. When you sold your company to Sun Microsystems, how many employees you had, how many customers you had, and how much was the valuation that time? It must be public.
I think 700 customers. I think we had all in the 100 top companies on Nasdaq was using MySQL in some form or other.
Wow.
We had some, let's say, close to 500 people employed, and the valuation was $1 billion.
Valuation of $1 billion valuation for MySQL,
Yes.
when it was sold to Sun Microsystems. Excellent. So in fact, what we hear very commonly, unicorn today. You were already unicorn that time.
Yeah.
Right? So that's great to be, and it's such a great inspiration for Singapore guys. Anyone living in Singapore, whole of Asia, must hear this from earliest unicorn founders like Monty here. Monty, if you quickly now moving on from your selling company to Sun Microsystems, how many years you continued with Sun Microsystems?
A little more than 1 year.
More than a year? Okay. Was it tied for 1 year, or you decided to move on?
No, because the thing was that I really wanted Sun Microsystems to succeed. And then because of how Sun worked, it was they had great vision with open source, but they really didn't understand the engineers in the compromise MySQL. So they were used to a small company with loose rules that you could do, not having a lot of a report to do for doing travel or anything else, and there were lots of procedures what you could do and not do. They didn't like that. And then some people started to talk about leaving. So and I thought that we convinced Sun that MySQL is an excellent opportunity for them. Now if they lose all the engineers, they basically wasted $1 billion for nothing. I didn't want that to happen. So I went to the CTO and said that I was then working in a different department because of politics. But anyway, I said, these people want to leave. How about moving them to my department so I can take care of them and ensure that you don't lose the knowledge. And they said, we can't do that because of politics.
Yeah.
And then I said, but how about this? I go out from Sun, I create my own company, I employ all these people who don't want to be at Sun, and then you can employ them at cost from me. So that case means that you don't lose the people, and I can keep them happy.
Yeah.
And the CTO said, that's an excellent idea, let's do that. So basically then I didn't resign, but we decided together to part ways, and I should come back next month to write an agreement. And then we had some people already joining my company, those who were most grumpy, let's call it that way. And so next month I come back to do the agreement, and that was the same day that Oracle announced that they want to acquire Sun.
Yeah, so that's a public story everybody knows. Now coming quickly, last two questions. before we complete today. MariaDB. How MariaDB is different from your previous MySQL you did, and what is new people should be looking up to MariaDB?
Yeah. So in the first years of MySQL, I was in control. I could ensure that we are doing development right away. We are engaging with the community. Then we got investors and we got the SEO and some marketing people, and then they decided that let's just concentrate on business. Let's forget the open source community, because MySQL are popular, they will handle themselves. And I said that that doesn't really work, because you need to engage to keep the momentum going. And but in this case, they had the decision power for this decision, so they did that. So during the last 4 years in MySQL, we didn't really work actively in the community. And I thought that was wrong. So one of the first thing I did when creating MariaDB was ensuring that, of course, first take work to get all the people from Sun who didn't want to work at Oracle. I employed those. I did pay their salaries for 5 years, because we couldn't really get business off until we could prove that MariaDB actually is a MySQL.
Sorry, did I hear correctly? For first 5 years, you didn't give them salaries?
No, I paid all the salaries.
You paid yourself,
because
okay,
we couldn't get customers.
Right. Okay, you took care of all the salaries.
Yeah.
Yes.
And okay, no, you
Sure.
got confused.
Yeah, so first 5 years you said
Yeah.
customers, and then after that you moved into more foundation.
Yeah. So, but as part of that, I also created a foundation to ensure that nobody should be able to buy MariaDB and then potentially shut it down. So the foundation owns the MariaDB server trademark. It owns the repository where the MariaDB source code resides. So, and that's the guarantee that if somebody would try to buy MariaDB foundation and wouldn't continue developing,
Foundation can still run independently.
Yeah,
and still help companies to
yeah.
use it.
So that's a kind of, it's a security mechanism.
Very nice.
So I want to just ensure that what happened once couldn't happen.
You exactly got my last question. My last question is, what is it that ISVs should look for from MariaDB? I personally think MariaDB can be a great database for all ISVs to use it, right? And more so in Asia, where obviously price sensitivity is more. Or any message for people who should look for MariaDB in ISV world and in Asia and enterprise?
Yeah. So looking at what I hear from all enterprises, they want to be sure that the next technology that they rely on has to be open source, because that way you keep control. So whatever you do, choose components like a database depending on what can you trust that can go away, and also ensure that you work with a vendor who can actually support you in the best possible way. And MariaDB has both. We have excellent support, and we have a database that is freely available. You are in charge of your destiny if you choose MariaDB.
Great, thank you. So that's Monty, the creator of MySQL and the founder and creator of MariaDB. Guys, look for right solutions like MariaDB if you're ISV, and definitely enterprises should take example from DBS Bank and move on to MariaDB. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Monty.